All right. I am going to show you a quick demo of AutoValue AI and how it works. Just a little overarching idea. This product is designed to analyze all the vehicles offered for sale throughout the auctions in North America, producing salvage bids for you on each and every vehicle automatically. So we're talking it's automatically analyzing the images of each vehicle to determine the good and bad parts. It's choosing the interchange number using a VIN decoding method, and then it's querying your PowerLink, Pinnacle, or Checkmate system to determine your level of need for each part, and then also the value of each part's coming from your PowerLink, Pinnacle, or Checkmate, and locate results coming from your area to determine what the value of the parts are, and then ultimately producing a unique bid for every car uniquely for you, based on settings that you put in place as to how you want it to work. Let's look at an example here. We choose this 2020 model Escape, and just a quick overview of the pictures of it here, and we can see that it's kind of a clean front end wreck, probably no mechanical damage, and everything is pretty much intact there. Mechanicals look good, and so I would say all the front end parts are bad though, and we can scroll down and see it has flagged all the front parts as bad. It has determined the correct interchange number for each part that's good. It's queried your PowerLink, Pinnacle, or Checkmate to determine your quantity on hand, sales, demand, standard prices, historical sell prices, current asking prices. If you're subscribing to the Einstein pricing tool, it determines the Einstein price of the part, and then it runs a regional locate to see what the exact interchange number is worth in your area based on average of the locate results there. So you've got that. And then we ultimately just determine what do you think that part's going to sell for, based on some settings you put in place as to how you want, which one of these fields you want to use automatically. And you can choose any single of these 5 fields to use. You could use an average of them, or you could use a minimum or maximum of them. And so we determine, hey, this is what we think the part's going to sell for. This is what the bid amount needs to be for that particular part to try to buy it. And we simply sum that all up to ultimately put a grand total of what the landed cost should be on that car. And then we take the landed cost, subtract that any auction fees and transportation costs that you would have, and produce a recommended maximum bid to bid on the car. And that's unique for you based on your exact supply and demand and the settings that you put in place for how you want it to work. Now you do have the ability to override the good and bad choices just by toggling on it. You also have the ability to override the value of the part if you wanted to replace that and put a higher value part on it so it can make some calculations. And so it does a good job actually analyzing everything and spitting it out. Well, we're seeing in the neighborhood of about 99% accuracy, but you still may want to review and take a little extra time and look at it. And so you could modify it a little bit if needed there. And going back to the summary, I forgot to tell you one thing though. We also put an AI index score on each vehicle, and so each vehicle gets a score, and that score represents the level of needs you have for that car, based on its parts that are good and bad, based on the value of those parts and the potential for you to sell those parts, basically. The higher the number, the more you need the car. The lower, of course, that you don't need the car. And so 650 points is kind of in the middle. Let's come back and just show you some examples of some that are higher. If I were to remove this filter here, we'll see some that go all the way up to around 1,000 points. Yep, there we go, 998 points right there. And what we'll probably find is one that's got higher number like that is it probably does not have much damage. And look at some quick pictures of this one, and sure enough, this vehicle does not have much damage. And so we've got a high number of good quality parts that are highly desirable, and it is analyzing those and helping put numbers on each of those as to what each part's worth, and ultimately producing a bid specifically for that particular vehicle on what's good on the car that's really going to sell. We do have AI index scores for each individual part based on, what do we think your level of need is. Notice the front bumper, 14 points, got 0 requests for it. And so side view mirror, 0 request, 1 in stock, only 20 points. And so it gets a low score if you don't need it, gets a higher score if you do need it, have some demand for it. Good example here, 25 lookups, 4 sales, 1 in stock, gets 61 points on it. The 61 points turns into a cost of goods number. So we think it's going to sell for $4,226 times 61% makes the 2578. And so you got the 2578 there. And we just repeat the process for each one, get a grand total for a landed price of 68.25, and then subtract out the auction fees and any transportation costs you may have to get it delivered to you. This example here, I don't have transportation costs configured yet. And then we say, hey, bid, 58.50 to buy this one. And so again, it's all based on your settings and how much weight and value you want to put on each part type, year, model, and how you want it all to work, even based on distances from you. And so it's all configurable. We also display, what have you purchased these for in the past? What's the profit been in the past? And so you've got data displaying there. We also tell you how many times this vehicle was previously listed for sale under the same lot number. And so if you see this one may be sold multiple times, it would tell you this here. And then how many unique lot numbers have been assigned. This is an idea to show you this VIN may have been listed for sale at different auction sites or bought and tried to resell. And if it were higher than one, you may want to question, what may have previously happened to the vehicle. When you get ready to bid on the vehicle, you can, just record a planned maximum bid here. You could flag it as okay to bid. You could, flag it as bid placed, one pending, one final or lost. Let's just say here we're going to bid, $5,000 for this one here. You could put the $5,000 in, it automatically saves it. You could flag it as okay to bid. Or you could just click bid, place bid here. It takes you straight to Copart or IA's website and allows you to place that bid directly on their site. Again, you'd have to log in to do that. We do not push the bids directly into the auction sites. You have to do that manually. And so that's the reason that place bid is there. We also have a feature to add that vehicle to the watch list. And so you could add it to the watch list. That is an internal watch list within our product. It is not the watch list for the auction sites. We also have the ability to print the details of this page out if you really want that hard copy to be in your hand as you're bidding on the vehicle. Earlier, I put that $5,000 in right there, and I flagged it as okay to bid. You now can see it's changed this to green, and the data has all updated here. And so you now could actually filter based on okay to bid and see just the vehicles that you flagged as okay to bid. And there you could then PDF or print or download to Excel this report here of, 1 to, however many vehicles you have flagged as okay to bid, and they would be on that report there for you. Let's talk about the filters just a touch. The filters automatically change as you go to different groupings. And so we've got a My Auctions group, and we've got an Extended Auctions group. I want to point out, look at the year ranges here, 2010 to 2025. And let's jump over to Extended and Extended Auctions. In this example, we've got 2015 all the way to current year. And so these are all predefinable uniquely by you as to how you want those filters to auto apply. Now, let's talk about My Auctions and Extended Auctions just a touch more. In this example, we're representing a site that would be in the Detroit area, and you may be working a 100-mile radius of Detroit to bid on cars in your My Auctions tab. And then in the Extended Auctions tab, you may be working on vehicles that are beyond 100 miles, but within 200 or 300 miles. And so Chicago, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Milwaukee, etc. And so you can configure these exactly how you want for which auctions you're willing to buy from and the different filters that you want to apply for each of the different groupings. Okay. So let's talk about the filters in detail. Minimum and maximum year. You could filter by model name, by body style, by mileage, driveline, two-wheel or four-wheel drive, engine displacement, automatic or standard transmission, title type, seller type, minimum AI index score, maximum AI index score, distance from you. Now, maybe you're not willing to buy a vehicle beyond 200 or 300 miles away. You could put a filter there so that it wouldn't do that. You could filter based on the number of times it's been listed before, number of times it may have been flipped before, bought and resold. Maybe you don't want certain damage types to show up on the list. Maybe we already talked about it. You only want to look at stuff that's flagged as okay to bid. Maybe you want to look at all the auctions that are happening for you tomorrow. So you click on My Auctions and you choose tomorrow's date. And now you've got a grouping of all the cars that are selling tomorrow. But look at this. We've got Michigan, Ionia, Fort Wayne, Detroit, Dayton, Ionia, multiple different auctions, all grouped together, sorted by whichever header you want to sort by. And so you could look down and see if which vehicles are selling tomorrow that you could buy in your area that you're familiar with and comfortable with buying from. And then if you wanted to actually filter down to a specific auction, say we wanted to look at just that Ionia sale, we could actually find that exact sale for tomorrow's date and look at just the cars selling at that particular site and filter down again, print whatever's on this page. And again, every vehicle is analyzed. Again, we're representing as if we're in Detroit right now. We could click on all. We could go here, and we've got every auction in North America here. Kansas City, Jackson, Mississippi, Syracuse, New York, Pennsylvania. Everything you can imagine is all right here. It's even stuff in Knoxville, Tennessee. So look at this. We've actually got recommended maximum bids for each vehicle offered for sale, no matter where the vehicle is being sold. All this is all done using AI and representing, and everything is done to represent and bring every vehicle to your attention, exactly what you're looking for with bids wherever you want to search for across the whole country. With this, you can cherry pick exactly which cars you want to go after and only go after the ones that you want, or may turn the highest profit for you, may have the highest AI index score. The whole goal is to eliminate the labor needed to actually make those decisions of the good and bad parts. And so, you don't want all that time involved with choosing good and bad parts and choosing interchange numbers. It's all done for you. Bids are all calculated for you. It's there, very quick and easy, simple to use, very trustworthy. We've got a good number of guys now that are using this. Say there's an auction going on in Knoxville, Tennessee like this, and they're working it live, and then they just pulled from the Copart live auction the lot number that's selling next. They type in the lot number here, just copy and paste, and boom, it tells them what to bid on the car. I've got a good number of users now that are using the system exactly that way, working a live auction and referring to our system in real time to determine what the value of all those parts are and what they should bid on that vehicle while the auction is going on. And so no preliminary work at all, 100% trust in the system. It's already proven to them that they can trust it. I'd be glad to go into a very detailed private one-on-one demo for you, show you all the settings and explain it to you in great detail. Even willing to show you a demo with your live data, so it's got calculations for you. Just reach out and let me know, and I'll be glad to set up a demo and show it to you. Appreciate you. Thank you.